Welcome back for part 2 of What If the Jedi Temple bombing never happened. Thank you for supporting part 1 of this What If. If you haven't seen the first part, I recommend you watch that first before watching this video. The link will be in the description below. Carrying Tup in her arms, Ahsoka decided to run away from the remnants of her escape pod, but the crowd she had seen earlier did not retreat as she had expected. An encounter was inevitable. Scaling the side of a small hill, Ahsoka placed Tup behind a nearby rock and ignited her lightsabers. With a better view, she saw a mix of members from Darth Maul's Shadow Collective, led by the Zabrak himself. Following an escape from Dooku's prison, Maul had arrived on Nal Hutta to try and deal with the Hutts again. Ahsoka had heard all about Maul from Obi-Wan, and knew that overconfidence was his weakness. Force pushing some large rocks in the way of Maul's allies, Maul surged up the hill and met Ahsoka's blades. Ahsoka was quickly tiring from Maul's powerful attacks, and she was getting further away from the body of Tup. Force pushing Maul back down the hill, Ahsoka dueled several Mandalorian super commandos and Death Watch members before she felt a gust of wind rush over her. Overhead, Anakin had finally arrived, and he jumped off the top of his gunship to assist Ahsoka. The Padawan lifted Tup's body to the ship, then fought alongside Anakin. Maul and his alliance knew it was time to leave, and retreated back to one of the spaceports of Nal Hutta. Anakin and Ahsoka get back on the ship, and finally have a free run to Kamino. Arriving safely on the planet, Anakin and Rex leave, but Ahsoka is adamant on staying with ARC Trooper 5s. The Kaminoan doctor Nala Se is surprised by the presence of Ahsoka, but nonetheless, proceeds to scan for the supposed virus. When nothing arises, Ahsoka and 5s are even more suspicious. Watching Nala Se and Shaak Ti arguing, Ahsoka takes matters into her own hands and asks a medical droid to perform an atomic level brain scan, spotting the tumour. Sensing that Nala Se was returning, Ahsoka moved Tup to a separate medical bay with 5s, but it resulted in the sounding of a security alarm. Nala Se had the unfortunate task of reporting the escape to Count Dooku, and the Sith was displeased. Dooku orders all of the Kaminoans to search for the wayward clone trooper immediately, and then terminate him, destroying all evidence of Order 66, or he would send someone to deal with them. Meanwhile, Ahsoka had successfully extracted the control chip from Tup, leading to his immediate death, but she now held one of the most important pieces of information in the war. The alarm had stopped ringing, and Ahsoka and 5s needed to find a way to disguise their removal of the chip. The medical droid AZI-3 performs the same procedure on 5s, and removes his chip. Returning to their original medical bay, Nala Se and Shaak Ti return after them. Master T is very suspicious seeing 5s with his helmet back on, but Nala Se is pleased that Ahsoka and 5s had terminated Tup for her, and she had the evidence which Dooku required. The Kaminoan Prime Minister Lama Su sends them all back to Coruscant, upon the orders of Chancellor Palpatine, but Ahsoka sensed trouble with this order. Looking around for 5s, the ARC Trooper had been taken against his wishes, and Ahsoka resolved to leave on her own terms. Running through the complex, the clone troopers are confused, but her access to the small spaceport is unobstructed. As she arrives, she finds a masked figure step out of an unusual ship and ignite her blades. Ahsoka only needed to escape, and sent a force push towards her enemy, who she felt was familiar, and jumped into a ship to fly away. Making it back to Coruscant, Anakin was awaiting her landing, and she realised that she was in trouble. Anakin was not pleased with Ahsoka disobeying a direct order from the Chancellor, but Ahsoka wished to see the Jedi Council immediately. Holding up Tup's chip in front of the Council, they berate Ahsoka for not asking for their permission before proceeding. Examining the chip further, they had to talk to 5s. Suddenly, there is a message from Jedi Master Shaak Ti, who reports of an assassination attempt on the Chancellor by 5s. The Jedi are debating what to do, and decide to send Ahsoka and Anakin to fetch him, before the Chancellor's own security forces got to him. The Master and Padawan chased the clone trooper through Coruscant, but soon he disappeared. The Jedi observe the clones, and they are clueless as well. Ahsoka looks up and sees a flash of the same ship she had seen on Kamino. In that moment, it dawned upon her that it was former Jedi Barriss Offee, and an ally of the Sith. Reporting their failure to the Council, they have at least deduced the fate of Padawan Offee, and that the chip that Ahsoka had taken was a valuable asset. Doing further checks on the chip, the Republic's database associates the chip with a number of orders to the Supreme Chancellor, meaning he had control over their fate. The Jedi are concerned, and as it was very unlikely that Palpatine would be removed, the Jedi would have to secretly remove the chips one by one. As they were about to finalise their plan, there is a transmission from Chancellor Palpatine. Palpatine relayed that Padawan Offee had been the one to take 5s, and that she could be allying with Count Dooku. With the information about the chips, it is not a surprise to the Jedi that Palpatine knew this, but the Jedi would have to be careful, as Palpatine was following their every move, and now Dooku was in danger from his master for breaking the rule of 2. That is it for part 2 of What If the Jedi Temple bombing never happened. If you would like to see a part 3 soon, please like this video, turn on your notification bell, and subscribe for more what ifs. And as always, leave a comment on what if you'd like to see next, and how I can improve my videos. Thank you all very much for watching, and see you next time.